couch, yeah.
Hey, I'm Dylan. Welcome back to Dylan's Couch. Have you ever had a really great plan, but then everything about it seems to go hideously wrong? Oh no. Well, my friend Jim has been going out with this girl named Lisa, and she's pretty cool and all, but he's kind of taking it slow, you know what I mean? He's had a couple of girlfriends turn out to be real psychos. Hey Jim, hey! I haven't talked to you in a while. I just kind of miss you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so call me sometime. I wrote a song for you. You make me feel like butterflies and coffee. So, yeah, I hope you like that. I love you. I love you. I love you. That was awkward. So he wants to make sure Lisa's a little bit normal before they get too serious. So last week, Lisa invited Jim over to her house for dinner and to meet her parents. Her parents! Her parents! Her parents! I mean, the guy hasn't even kissed her yet. The most he's ever done was hold her hand, and also for like 5 minutes on the cafeteria line. This is not the kind of relationship ready for meet the parents. Only bad things can come from meeting the parents, no matter how much you like a girl. And in fact, the more you like a girl, the more you should try to avoid her parents. So Jim comes to talk to me, and he's like, no way, man. There's no way I can do that. You gotta help me think of a way to get out of it. So I'm like, alright. Because, you know, he's my best friend, and I got ways to get out of anything. For this particular situation, I chose the out-of-town defense. This is what I always use when I gotta get out of stuff on the weekends. So I told Jim, just say that you and your mom gotta go somewhere that weekend. And Jim's like, where? And I'm like, anywhere. Say that you gotta go skiing in Vermont. Say that your cousin's getting married in Pittsburgh. And just throwing ideas out at you. Just pick one. Say that, something like... Right at that moment, Jim's phone rang. And it was that girl, Lisa. So he answers it, and he's like, yeah, I can't come over this weekend. I'm going out of town. And she's like, oh yeah, where? And without thinking, without saying Vermont or Pittsburgh, Jim blurts out his favorite place in the whole entire world. Can you guess? Can you guess where it is? I'll tell you. Yeah, we're going to, New York City. Now, it shouldn't matter, right? I mean, who cares where you say you're going if you're making it up, right? Wrong! Because Lisa's like, oh, I love New York City! She starts telling Jim about the snow globe she got there. You know, one of those cheesy I Heart NY snow globes. About how she broke it. Which would have just been another boring fact about Lisa. Until Jim opens his big mouth and blurts out, no problem, we'll get you one when we go there. So Jim gets off the phone and he's freaking out because now he has to come up with one of those snow globes. Now before I tell you the rest of the story, I just want to say something to my mom. Because I know she's probably going to watch this. Mom, I know what I did was probably wrong, but I just want to let you know I'm almost 15 now, so I can do a lot of stuff on my own. So here's the plan. We get 2 tickets on a train to New York City. No biggie, just get on the train, get off the train, buy the snow globe at a store in the train station, get back on a train back home. It was foolproof. Well, almost. Because when I get there, I'm running a little bit late. So I text Jim and say, where are you? And he's like, just keep walking forward. I'm on the first car. So I'm walking and walking and walking. I'm bumping into people and walking and walking. And when I finally get to the first car, no Jim. So I text him and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, oh yeah, I'm on the wrong train. I'm on a train to Philadelphia. Great. So I tell him, just get off in Philly and come back, and I'll go buy the snow globe in New York, and come back, and we'll meet where we started from. No big deal, riding the train by myself. No big deal. So this guy sits down next to me, and this guy kind of had a weird, aroma. Kind of like a brewery. I mean, this guy just like a stale beer. And you know what he does before the first train stop? He falls asleep, and he nestles his head on my shoulder. Ugh! And I couldn't even wake him up. I mean, the conductor couldn't even wake him up. So I decided to move. So, I sit down in a different row. There's this lady sitting by the window. No big deal. Until she decides to call her daughter, who has a mouth like a trucker. How do I know? Well, the lady's phone was on full volume, so I could hear both sides of the conversation. And she decides, I'm gonna get into a big fight today! Oh, and if you're watching this, Your mom's right, you are too young to get married. And a person who's still in prison is a very poor choice for a husband. So I finally get to New York, and I ran as fast as I can to one of those little stores that charge you like 3 times more than they should for little knickknacks somewhere your trip by. So I finally buy the snow globe. Give me $15, Jim. And I make the next train back. So when I get back to the train station where we started from, Jim's there, and he's all smiling and talking on his cell phone. I mean, he was really smiling. It was kind of weird. So I'm like, what's up? And he's like, you'll never believe it. He says, you know how I told Lisa I was going to New York? Well, it's a total coincidence, but she was on that train to Philly with me, with her parents. They were going to the art museum. So she's like, why are you here? I thought you were going to New York. And he's like, well, I was, but I got on the wrong train. So she was all sweet and she felt sorry for me. And she was like, oh, do you want to come sit by us? So I did. And guess what? They're really cool. They're awesome. I'm going to go have dinner with them tomorrow. Wow, that's great. So I rode a train to New York all by myself, and I had to put up with the sleeping drunk guy and a lady on her phone. And I didn't even tell you about the ride back, but I will let you know I had to do with beef jerky and a set of tweezers. So okay, Jim, go to Lisa's tomorrow. Have dinner with your new friends. Too bad you're going to be walking funny. I'm not going to miss that snow globe. That's going to be hilarious. Hilarious. Hilarious.
Dylan's couch. Dylan's couch. Dylan's couch. Yeah.
So that's the show. Okay? I wrote a song for you. Yeah! You had remember me. You made me feel like butterflies and coffee. So, yeah, I hope you like that. Bye.